time forgetting, even hard forgetting. Before you do something, you might regret that. Hard time forgetting, even hard forgetting. Before you do something, you might regret that. Hard time forgetting, even hard forgetting. Before you do.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Potmen Chronicles. Today on our show we have a lovely young lady. She goes by the name of Miss DVS. How's it going?
Awesome.
Yeah? I like the look.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a little crazy.
just a little though. You don't need a lot.
I know, I tend to over-accessorize, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the option, I'd probably over-accessorize too.
Yeah, it's
Just
pretty
my
fun.
earrings.
No, I like them. What gauge are those?
An inch.
So what's gonna happen when you're old?
I'll have bigger ears.
Are they gonna like droop or whatever?
That's okay.
Wow.
I'll just get bigger.
Oh, really? Look like
Why not?
something off Time Magazine's Africa.
Yes! Time Magazine's perfect. Let's dive into your world. My first question is, like, what had you become Miss DVS?
I'll try to keep it in a nutshell because it's a pretty long story. But one of my best friends and I, way back in the day, we used to spin fire and poi, and so we decided to start a company.
Whoa.
And so we started a company selling poi, teaching people how to spin poi, and doing lessons and all that shit. But then, like, one day, I don't know where it came in, but I was living with him, and he was like my business partner and like best friend, and like he was gonna, I don't know, he's a friend of the family's, anyways. So, but he's just like, you know what, Zig? I'm gonna dub you Miss DVS. And this is way before like he even considered like even DJing or anything.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know, promoting shows and doing the fire poi thing
Yeah.
at the time. And then he's just like, but your stage name is now Miss DVS. So he dubbed me Miss DVS. And it was mostly because I'm pretty devious.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he told me that if I do use the name though, his request was for me to produce dark, dirty drum and bass. It's like, you know, really enjoyed dance music, and I don't know, just one day I was just like, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Any tips for like DJs in the scene or up and comers?
You know, I used to do this all the time, and I would go around asking all my favorite artists like what their, you know, number one tip would be. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And everybody just says stick with it. You know, never give up, work on it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's your passion, you're gonna have to work hard, right? Nobody just like, it doesn't get just handed. For new and upcoming aspiring artists, just like work at it every day, as much as you can, and never give up.
Yeah, I mean, well, like you can't quit, right? If you quit on your dreams, they're not really your dreams.
Right.
They're just something that was there, a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
If you had one wish for your world, what would it be?
I really would just want to be comfortable and wealthy, but able to like help my family and pay for stuff for my family and stuff like that, right? I want to take care of my family. So that's kind of one of my wishes or dreams, right? Is to be able to like provide for them. When I first started into the DJ scene, you know, I was basement DJ for a year, and then we went to Europe, and we spent a month in Europe, and we went to like Dance Valley and Ibiza and Global Gathering and a few other shows or whatever, and I just knew right then and there that I really wanted to be a DJ. So when I came home, I made myself like a 10-year plan, and I was like, you know, I went to business school and everything, and that's one of the first things they taught us in business school is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? So I was like, this is what I want to do. I have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. My 5-year plan was to become like a world-class DJ in 5 years, which I've achieved. Well, from my standards, some people might not say so, but and then 10-year plan is to become like a world-class producer. So I'm about 2 years away from that, and I am in the middle of like producing.
That's awesome.
Track. It's a work in progress, and yeah, you're right. Like it does seem like, you know, a wish of mine. You know, I really enjoy performing on stage, making other people happy, just doing what I love doing, and if I can like help brighten somebody's day or like change their life or inspire them or just like pass the time for them, that just makes me so much happier because it's like something that I love doing.
Would you say that like you came to those conclusions, or did you have role models in your life that helped teach you?
Oh, I have tons of role models. One of my biggest role models from like way back in the day would have to be Rody Style. and I don't know if you guys know who that is or not, but he's originally from Calgary, and he's the one that told me, like, just work on it every day, because I asked him how he did it. He was working with Boudin, and he was throwing shows, and the very first time that we set up our rave booth selling, like, the poi and stuff was the very first time that he ever did a show, right? But he skyrocketed, and then he got signed to Tidy Records, which is like Hard House or whatever, and he moved to Manchester. And like he's always just been really supportive of my music career and like coaching me and helping me. There's been so many people along the way that like inspire me and like help me to like keep growing and that are there for me. I've met so many awesome people in the scene.
I'm just getting into the EDM scene and everything because I was a part of the heavy metal scene for a long time.
Nice.
And like that's where it all started for me. And I've noticed a huge change in like everything. There's way more positivity. There's like much more growth and like no fear of change, and it's all about like the evolution of everything.
It is. I find there's like a brink right now between like the EDM mainstream and like trying to keep it underground. It's just like there's like I can feel there's tension there from like all the undergrounders and then like all the like mainstreamers. But as I was saying before, we were airing here, it's just like I feel it's really important to like focus and maintain like just kind of like education in the industry of like where it came from, just so that the newcomers to the industry kind of like have that same kind of mantra or whatever. Because like when I joined the rave scene, it was like basically just like you said, because there's like no fear, being who you are, dressing how you want to dress, dancing how you want to dress, no judgment, and people just like accept you. And, like all freaks and all like crazy people from all walks of life can like all commute like together, and then you're all there for the same reason, right? So definitely,
I feel like
exactly.
I mean, do you have like any challenges that you've faced and music has helped you?
Definitely. I think, you know, I heard a story once when Wolfgang Gartner started like in the scene, and I was like a huge fan of his. And he basically said the music like saved him from, you know, sinking further into like drug addiction or whatever. And if it wasn't for the music, then I can see how it could positively change things. For me, what I think music means to me is like I've had a fairly like uncertain past, so there's like it's never been stable, and I think that music is like the constant in the whole thing that kind of was always there for me, that I've always just like had like this strong pull and passion to, so it like has got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like I would die without music.
Would you say that you always listen to EDM, or?
I was influenced by my older sisters. They're about a decade older than I am, so, and I grew up in the 80s, so they like exposed me to like so much shit. Sorry, over your joint there. They influenced me with like so many things: The Doors and Pink Floyd and Duran Duran and like ZZ Top and, you know, all the rock and everything back then. My mom was really into all sorts of music, and so I listened. I've been exposed to like a large variety. My mom, when I was 13, she's like, okay, it's time for you, or no, maybe I was a little bit younger. No, I was like 9 or something. She's like, it's time for you to like get your own taste of music. And she was just like, I'm gonna give you 2 cassette tapes. I'm totally dating myself here. 2 tapes, and one was Kim Mitchell, like Patio Lanterns, and one was Tone Loc, Let Your Backbone Slide. Yeah. And then after I listened to them, and I was like 9 years old, she's like, which one do you like best? And I was like, guess which one? Tone Loc, obviously. So I do have like a big like hip hop bass, but I don't know, I like being exposed to different music, but I'm just gonna be like honest with you guys. I'm a freaking addict. I'm an EDM addict. I like breathe, I eat, sleep, shit, fucking EDM. And it used to be just called like techno music, by the way. I don't know what EDM is.
Way back.
Way back in the day.
There's so many genres to EDM now. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, did you hear that new song by these guys? Yeah, man, it's deep house electro, and I'm like, what? There's more than just deep house now?
Oh yeah,
what
deep house electro.
Life?
You're like, I remember that because like DIFM had like, you know, maybe like 20 different genre channels, and then all of a sudden now it's got like 90 or something, and I was like, holy cow, people, like, I run into people, like, out in the scene, and they're like, oh, I have a show on DIFM, and I was like, really? And I was like, holy fuck, I'd never even heard of you on there. She's like, don't worry, I never heard of you either. Like, fuck.
That's awesome. So, when was your first, like, EDM experience?
That was a long time ago. Let's see here. I would have to say it was back in Nelson when I grew up in Nelson and was like hanging out, and I think my friends, it was either like a rave on New Year's at like the Civic Center in Nelson, and it was like the first party that I think they've ever had there, and it was like pretty much the last or something. But we went there for like a brief but there was like nobody there, I don't think. It was like New Year's and like people were coming and going, but that was really weird. And the second experience was outdoors. There's this mountain, and I didn't know. Okay, this is the funniest shit ever, is because they were like, okay, where are you going? Or I asked where we're going, and they're like, okay, well, this is like super old school. Like, they don't give you the location until like, right before. And so I was like, is it indoors? Is it outdoors? And they're like, we don't know. Nobody knows. And like, they didn't give me any indication. I was like 15 or 16 years old, and I was like, where are we going? And I asked my parents at the time, and I was like, dude, can I go to this show? Like, and they're like, well, how much do you need? And I was like, I don't know, because it was like $15 to get in, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
way back when.
$25 or something, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just give you 40 and we'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, what? They're actually letting me go? And I think it was because I asked them to go, and like I told them where I was going and who I was going with.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And like, serious mistake though, because my girlfriend that I was with was just like out to lunch. She's fucking crazy bitch. Well, we drove like for an hour like out of Nelson, and I was like, holy fuck, like, where are we going with her and her boyfriend? I have no idea who this guy is or anything. Mm-hmm. And they were just like loaded already, and I was just like, this is so sketchy. And I was like, what do I wear to a rave? I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, probably white. Yeah, you probably wear white to a rave. So I was like, I have fucking white pants on and a white shirt. And I was like, I'm gonna wear all white. And then we're driving, and then all of a sudden we turn up a road, and I'm like, this is totally not inside, is it? And they're like, doesn't look like it. They like, stop us at this gate or whatever, and they're like, park your car and walk up the hill. We walk up a hill, and it's like in a giant freaking sand pit. And I was like, what's this sand pit? There's like hula hoopers like standing on top of it, and they like built this stage into the sand pit, and it was like overlooking the valley, and it was just all trees like out back, like by Salmo, in between Salmo and Castlegar, actually. Okay. So it's where like, Chambois, obviously, right? And so we were out there. It was called Heaven's Groove. It was in like 98 or something. It was just like so much fun. One of my friends actually today, Nemesis, Tom, he played at it, and it was just like bonkers. And there was like 500 people there, and like, yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was pretty crazy though. We ended up driving back down this like dirt road backwards, and with a van like following us going like 60 and like going like switchbacks and stuff. So insane. So yeah, I'll never forget that. That was like my first like kind of like experience with raves.
How about artists? Like, is there any famous or like non-famous, or well, I guess up and coming to fame artists that you'd want to mix with, or like even have on tracks?
Oh man, there's so many. Like, I guess a dream would be like to mix with like Far Too Loud or Darth Invader. Like, their shit just rips, and I was just like, I fucking love it. There's so many artists out there that I'm like really good friends with, and like I interact with on a regular basis that really help to inspire me and like keep me like practicing and stuff, because like each time I like get a little tidbit more of information, and just like kind of all like stacks up, and eventually the sound that I'm looking for, and like it'll all come together and it'll all click, like you can like feel it. But it's just like right before, that's like kind of like where you're in like writer's block, or you're just like creatively struggling because you're just like so frustrated, and like currently like right now like I have so much pressure and like issues financially and stuff, so it's like it's really hard to focus and be creative when you have like so many other things going on.
Yeah, it's hard to like juggle a ton of things at once.
For artists that like I don't know where to even start with that. Like, there's so many of them that I would love to collab with, but you know, in due time, like I want to come to the table with like some good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Some polished stuff before. And I have a lot of people that like come to me and they're like, yeah, we should like do a remix or a mashup or whatever together. And I was just like, well, I don't even know you and you never sent me any of your stuff. And so I've tried collabing with a few people, but I just don't think I'm like there yet creatively. So like I don't want to push myself and then like, you know, get frustrated because I'm like failing.
Yeah, you never know. One day they might just approach you, right?
Maybe, hopefully, but I just gotta finish projects, right? And that's all it like takes when you're like producing stuff, is just like putting a piece together and finishing it, no matter what it sounds like. And like it's just so hard to do.
Yeah. So how about do you have anything like new, up and coming, any mixes coming out or anything like that?
Upcoming, I'm playing at Elysium Festival. That's in Penticton. It's our 3rd year now. It's a pretty fucking groovy show. Elysium, or I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's like Elysium or Elysium. Yeah, and then they started one in Saskatoon too, so like not to be confused with that one. But it's like a pretty cool like BC show, like Shambhala feel to it, and lots of cool people in the bush. Oh, and then Burning Man, I'll be at Burning Man, of course, because
okay.
I have a few stages that I get to play on this year, and
Sweet.
This will be like my 4th year, so I'm no longer a noob. I'm still like terrified of the playa, but it's pretty crazy. Like I would call Burning Man like boot camp for ravers.
So yeah, what we'll do is if you want, you can just like throw links out.
Yeah,
and,
definitely. Ta-da!
Links.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Ta-da!
If you could headline a festival, like which one would it be?
Yeah, I've thought about this. Obviously, you know, you have like certain goals and aspirations. It's been a toss-up. I mean, I bet everybody says Tomorrowland.
Everybody says Tomorrowland.
I bet everybody says that. I would think Sensation White, but then like I would have to like refine my sound a lot more, because like there's no way that they play like hard grimy electro at Sensation White anymore.
They might. You get to headline it, like, so you get to choose the people that go too, right? So you could set up the whole thing.
Yeah, it would be pretty dope.
So I mean, who would you choose to go, since you're headlining? Who would you have play with you?
At Sensation White? Oh my god. That's like so hard. That would like, I don't want to like offend anybody or like choose anybody that's like, what? I can't like, well, okay. Off the top of my head, Dirty Phonics for sure. I just love like their like change ups of different sounds.
Yeah.
Far Too Loud, Barely Alive. Be like not a real Sensation White, that's for sure.
It'll be a sensation though.
Yeah, there's just so many like amazing artists that I would just die to have on the lineup. Just, I don't know, just to have all those people around me too, just like to meet them,
Well, I mean,
mingle
you
with
could do
them, like
Tomorrowland,
Elite Force and like Lazy Rich and Hershey, like they're all like super cool people, and like they're all like mostly electro. I mean, like Stand Warriors and Plump DJs, and like I would just like have like all my friends, like everybody that like I've met along the way that has inspired me.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like 3 or 4 days long or whatever, but
If you were, you know, trapped on a desert island and you could have like anybody or anything, what would it be?
well, I'm super indecisive with stuff like that. My first instinct was like a boat, a raft, or like
Freedom! Mine's like as long as
or a
I
yacht,
can.
or like, you know,
A
a
yacht
giant
would be
ship,
nice.
like with a boat party of.
Since our shows for Chronics, we like to find out like what strains people like.
Nice. I think I'm more of like a sativa that's like a more like upbeat, like energetic type,
Yeah.
right? I
What
find,
kind of sativas do you like?
I don't know, like purple indica.
Yeah.
Everybody always just has Kush this or bubblegum that or
Oh.
stuff, and you're like, Kush and bubblegum, I don't know. So to me, I'm, you know, I'm not a beggar or anything. So whatever I get. But yeah, definitely if I can find some of that crystally gnarly shit. I mean, when we went to Amsterdam, we had like 5 different kinds laid out, and I have like a video for it somewhere, I think. And I just like, this is this kind, and this is this kind, and then this is this kind, and this is this like hash. And like, you could buy mushrooms like out of these like little fridges, like little bar fridges, and like
we're going to Amsterdam.
They're like called smart shops. Or like Psytrance stores, basically.
Psytrance.
So they're called smart shops, and you go to these smart shops, and there's like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if they get shut down or what, but I don't know. They had this fridge, and that had like a little grid on it that said like different flavors, like, you know, Tijuana or whatever, just like crazy like locations all around the world that these like different strains of mushrooms come from, and then it like has like all the different levels of like energy, psychedelics, some like body high, or whatever. And so we took like the second to highest ones, and then we went to Sensation White.
Oh my god.
And it was called the Ocean of White. It was so sick.
So do you more prefer like blends, or do you like your pure
what?
Like, well, I guess that's an open question. Weed blends or just like regular?
Well, that is like taking chronic to another level. I haven't, graduated to that level yet. So I have a very short attention span, and like, so just like strains of weed just kind of like go like right over my head. But I have heard of them. I just don't like, like really focus on it.
What tools do you like to use? Do you like pipes, bongs, blunts?
I have a pipe just for convenience sake, but I really like the glass pipes I get from Nelson.
Yeah?
Yeah, they have some pretty good ones there. And I really like dabs or...
Oh my god, I've never done a dab.
Shatter Shatter's really good, but that stuff's like pretty, I guess, addictive.
Well, yeah, it's apparently there's like some chemicals in it that are like even worse.
I don't know. So I don't really do that. I've only like tried it a couple times, but yeah, it's definitely some good shit.
That's awesome. So the last question I have is, when did your journey with Mary Jane begin?
Oh, right. Well, kids being curious and all.
Yes.
I think it was like my friend's parents, like, that own the hotel in the little town. And, like, we lived in Slocan, which is in the valley. And like the valley is just like known just for like, it's like the whole valley is just grow ops, right? And so like her parents like own the hotel and like sold drugs or whatever, and she got some off of them, and I shouldn't be like but yeah, so maybe she like influenced me, and she got us like some weed, and we like rolled it up and we smoked it. I don't remember much though. Just like some black periods there. But then there was another time we were like smoking weed, and like in Kamloops, my mom had moved to Kamloops, and like these girls were kind of like all like pressuring us into being like cool or whatever. So, but my mom smoked a lot of weed. She started smoking weed with me when I was 15. So, I mean, it was kind of always there. And like most parents aren't that open. Yeah, we did that. We got overdosed once at Ocean.
Just like, laying in the grass?
Yeah, there's like 8 of us, and we all drank like 1 liter, and there was, I guess, an ounce of mushrooms in like 1 liter.
Yes!
And we all did like whatever, like shots of them, like 1 shot each or whatever, but we were just like swimming on like, and like security walks up, and we had 2 people that were sober at our camp, and there was like 10 of us. We're just all like doing the backstroke, like, oh my god, what's happening? I'm getting fried, like, because it was like super sunny, and it's like during the day because we wanted to like get day high, and like the clouds are like whoosh, like morphing into the sun, and like the trees are like waving back at you.
That's why we need to do this during the day, guys.
And like my friend's just like, can you like hold your umbrella like right there? And I was like standing there for like the longest time. I'm like, how long have I been standing here for? Like creating shade for her, but like we all had like sunstroke after, and we're trying to like get to the river because we're like, dude, we need to go to the river. It was literally like 15 feet away or like 20 feet away, and we couldn't get
Oh my
the
God.
fucking river to sit in the river. Like finally, like 4 hours later, and the security came by and they were like, "Is everything okay over here?" And like one guy had like an axe in his hand and like a huge giant like cowboy hat and like alien glasses, and he's like, "Everything's fine." We're like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" And they're like, "Can they see us?" We're like, "What's going on?"
Oh no! If you don't move, they're a T-Rex. They can't see us.
And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And they just kept walking. We're like, "Whew, we were lucky. We missed that one."